Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating legal analysis, the precarious position of federal employees participating in the government's deferred resignation program. It's a wild ride, folks.
Wild is right. I've been following this. Essentially, the government's offering a buyout, continued pay, benefits, administrative leave, in exchange for resignation by September 30th. But the catch? The legality is, questionable.
Exactly. The program mirrors Elon Musk's controversial Twitter buyout, which, as we know, didn't exactly go smoothly for everyone. Many Twitter employees who accepted didn't receive their promised severance. That's a huge red flag for these federal workers.
So if the government reneges, what recourse do these employees have? It seems like a straightforward breach of contract, right?
Not so fast. It's not a simple contract case. Federal agencies can't legally commit to future salary payments without appropriated funds. That's the Anti-Deficiency Act, in a nutshell. It's a big deal.
Oh, I see. So the government essentially promised something it can't legally deliver?
Precisely. And even if they did, the Supreme Court's ruling in Office of Personnel Management versus Richmond makes it highly unlikely that a court would force the government to pay based on estoppel. The court emphasized that the government can't be stopped from actions that violate the law, especially when it involves unauthorized spending.
So estoppel, the idea that the government should be held to its word even if it acted illegally, is unlikely to work here? That's a tough pill to swallow for these employees.
Incredibly tough. The article highlights a potential exception for affirmative misconduct, where the government actively misleads employees, but even that's a long shot, especially given the Richmond precedent. The article mentions Beacom versus EEOC, but that case is quite old, and the legal landscape has shifted.
And there's also that release of claims clause in the agreement, right? That essentially waives any future legal action. Wow.
You're right, that's another significant hurdle. It's a pretty comprehensive waiver, essentially tying the hands of employees who might want to sue. The article paints a pretty bleak picture, honestly. The only real hope, it seems, lies with Congress appropriating the necessary funds.
So it all boils down to Congress? That's a scary thought. These employees are essentially gambling on Congress's willingness to bail out the executive branch.
Exactly. It's a high-stakes gamble with potentially devastating consequences for those who accepted the offer. The article even mentions that a funding shortfall could lead to involuntary separations, leaving some employees worse off than if they hadn't participated in the program. It's a mess.
A complete and utter mess. This whole situation underscores the importance of understanding the legal ramifications before accepting such offers, especially when dealing with the federal government. It's a cautionary tale, for sure.
Absolutely. And a reminder that trust me isn't a legal defense. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We hope you found this discussion insightful. Until next time, goodbye.
Bye-bye.